What's the most heartbreaking decision you've ever made to protect your child? When my daughter Emma was 13, she found this stray kitten under our porch. Thing was tiny, couldn't have been more than 6 weeks old. Emma begged me to keep him, and honestly, after everything she'd been through that year, I couldn't say no. See, Emma had just gotten out of therapy for anxiety and depression. Middle school had been brutal for her. Kids made fun of her braces, called her weird for reading during lunch. She'd started having panic attacks so bad I'd get calls from the school nurse twice a week. But this little orange kitten, Milo, changed everything. Emma would rush home from school to feed him, talk to him about her day, fall asleep with him curled up on her chest. For the first time in months, I heard her laugh again. Milo followed her everywhere. When she'd have nightmares, he'd somehow know and jump on her bed, purring until she calmed down. During her worst anxiety attack, he actually scratched at her bedroom door until I came running, found Emma hyperventilating on her floor, and Milo was just sitting there, putting his paw on her arm. I thought we were finally past the worst of it. Then one morning, Milo wouldn't eat his food. Emma noticed first, kept asking why he was sleeping so much. I figured maybe he ate something weird, told her to give it a day. But when she came home from school crying because he hadn't moved from his spot under her desk, I knew something was wrong. The vet took one look at him and asked to speak with me privately. Blood tests showed kidney failure, advanced stage. Dr. Peterson said we could try treatment, but it would mean daily injections, special food, medications that would make him sick. Even then, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month if we were lucky, and he'd be miserable the whole time. I asked if there was any chance he'd get better. She just shook her head, said the kindest thing would be to let him go peacefully before the pain got worse. I sat in my car for 20 minutes, hands shaking, trying to figure out how to tell Emma. How do you explain to a kid who's already been through hell that the one thing that makes her happy is dying? That night, I found Emma on her bed with Milo, reading him her favorite book. His breathing was getting shallow, and he kept trying to hide under her pillows. She looked up at me with these big, hopeful eyes and asked if the vet said he'd be okay. I couldn't lie to her, told her the truth as gently as I could, watched her face crumble. She started crying, begging me to try the treatments, promising she'd use her allowance money, her birthday money, anything. But I'd seen animals suffer through those treatments before, watched them get sicker, more scared, more confused. I couldn't put Milo through that just to buy us a few extra weeks of watching him fade away. I told Emma we'd give Milo one perfect last day. We made a blanket fort in the living room, took about 100 photos, gave him tiny pieces of tuna. Emma painted his picture, told him all her secrets one more time. The next morning, I took Milo to the vet alone. Emma wanted to come, begged me to let her say goodbye at the clinic. But I knew if she saw that room, smelled those smells, watched him go to sleep and not wake up, it would break something in her that might never heal. Instead, I held him while Dr. Peterson gave him the injection, whispered to him about what a good boy he was, how much Emma loved him. He just looked tired, relieved almost. I brought home his collar and a clay impression of his paw print. Emma cried for 3 days straight, barely ate, missed school. She was mad at me for not letting her be there, said I took away her chance to say goodbye properly. But 2 weeks later, she crawled into my bed at 2 a.m., said she kept having nightmares about Milo being scared and in pain, but then she'd remember he wasn't hurting anymore. Said she was glad I didn't make her watch. The guilt still keeps me up some nights.